36 Portals to Aliveness, a 2026 journey through the decans. A correspondence production by Shea and the Catskills, Cory Nakasue, and Elena Solano, 2026. The instant is living seed, Clarice Spector. Song selections and playlists for this planner workbook were compiled by Quinn Doyle, Aaron Rodriguez, and Robin Palmer. Special thanks to our communities for all of their support. This audio sample is read by Elena Solano. Introduction. If you're opening this planner in March of 2026, we have already entered a new era. Cory, Elena, and Shea are eschewing linear time and measurements. We say, gone are the days of experts telling you the best days to do this and the worst days to do that. We're also done with the tired notion that one size fits all, and that if we can just wait long enough, push hard enough, or otherwise distract ourselves with enough amusements, we'll eventually arrive at moments of soothing familiarity, existential and otherwise. While soothing familiarity and its resulting comfort provide an essential way station on the journey through unprecedented change, comfort by itself is not a path of liberation. When we reach for the same tools to help us arrive at the same reliable places that comfortingly mirror back to us, ah, yes, this is who I am, we don't grow. Touching aliveness and liberation require practices that help us relate generatively with uncertainty, change, and chaos, that fortify our spirit, elicit our creativity, and strengthen our connections. This new era will require a great deal more curiosity, agency, and tolerance for complexity and rapid change. It will require an ability to hold multiple interpretations of truth, a deep knowing and deepening of our capacities, and the engagement of all of our senses. Most importantly, it will demand our creativity and willingness to be present for the totality of life, not just the parts we're comfortable with. That being said, if you find yourself reading a decan portal and thinking, this is not me, or this is not for me, that's information. We all inhabit some archetypes regularly, while others feel alienating or worse. In those instances, think of who you know who seems to inhabit that portal. Understanding the minds, hearts, and motivations of others is its own practice. Using this planner, astrology does not happen to us. It's an observational and relational practice. The more we observe ourselves in relationship to certain patterns and cycles, the more we discover. We gain a more intimate knowledge of our own internal dynamics and also develop a unique relationship with nature, ancient wisdom, and time itself. In the life cycle of all alive things, there are no dead spots. Every phase of the life cycle plays a part in the totality of an experience. Even the dead of winter is alive with processes that ensure the birth of spring. This is true on a personal level as well. That the dominant culture has made moral judgments about certain parts of the life cycle has nothing to do with the reality that birth, growth, decay, compost, and death are equally integral to all living things. Can we revel in the splendor of decay with the presence and involvement we save for the blooming growth? Can we enter the mysterious chamber of death with the curiosity and wonder we save for the promise of birth? This planner serves as a field guide to help you investigate and create your own cosmology. In this wild year of 2026, and for several years to come, We'll need sustained and deliberate practices that help us attune to our present moment experience as we observe the changes happening around us. We'll need spaces to reimagine and cultivate our relationship to time. The planner begins at the start of the astrological new year with the sign of Aries. The 12 zodiac signs are divided into 3 decans, 3 10-degree slices of each zodiac sign. In both astrological and tarot traditions, the decans impart more nuanced information about each sign's process. Altogether, that makes for 36 decans, or portals, into an experience of time and life cycle. Each portal provides corresponding tarot information, daily tracking of the moon, journal prompts, a space to record your observations, and an experiential amulet to anchor your explorations. At the end of each sign, there are prompts to help you reflect on your process and your findings and create a personal taxonomy and symbology of that sign. There is no right or wrong way to work with this planner. It is designed to be a process guide and a playground. Use and note what calls to you, dispense with and note what doesn't. Research, reflect, and relate to your heart's content. All 12 signs live within each and every being. We hope this planner inspires you to get acquainted with spaces and qualities you've overlooked and maybe unearth some buried treasure. Enjoy. A word about process. How we do something is not separate from what we're doing. In fact, we'd argue it's the larger part of what we're doing. For those of us who have experienced compulsory education in the global north, we have been deeply trained from a young age to sit still and be quiet, and to be obedient and compliant workers and consumers. This has meant learning to override our needs and limits physically, emotionally, mentally, relationally, and spiritually. This training is so deep that many of us end up desensitized to the signals that let us know we have encountered a need or a limit. To that end, we invite you into a process of engaging with this planner that encourages you to decondition from that training. When you encounter a prompt or a practice that feels like a no, or even just doesn't feel like a yes, we encourage you to honor that. After all, one person's skillful invitation into insight is another person's trigger. Not everything is for everyone. We all have different experiences and relationships to prompts and practices that involve the body, the breath, physical activity, intensity, creativity, and sexuality. Let your engagement with this planner be a portal into noticing, honoring, toning, refining, and deepening your relationship to your sacred, specific, and idiosyncratic intuition. Let it be a sloughing off of others' expectations, of perfection, and everything else that gets in the way of you sitting in your own seat. Let it be a balm on the wound of all of the maladaptive and genius ways we have learned to survive within a violent, death-making culture. This is not a time to be obedient, to outsource your intuition, or defer to authorities outside of your own experience and the communities you're connected with and accountable to. We invite you to be disobedient, to honor your own intelligence, autonomy, and sense of connectedness. We invite you to use your engagement with this planner to plant seeds for the next world, one micro moment at a time, and to discover ever more deeply what that means to you. A word about processes from the Symbolic Lab with Elena Solano and Shea in the Catskills.